All right, what's up, everybody? We are live. It's the Friday show. Nick Atkin here. Some big news to get to, of course. One championship releasing Xiong Jingnan, cutting the strawweight division. But first of all, I've got an interview for you, as promised, with the manimal, Chase Mann. It's the third time now, Chase. Welcome back to the show. How are you doing, Chase?
Good, brother. Life is good, man. How are you?
I'm okay, yeah. I'm a bit late for this show. I'm sorry. I was at a bachelor party last night, not mine, but someone else's. So
Absolutely.
my head's a little hazy, yeah. And
Yeah,
then,
I can imagine.
yeah, I completely, yeah, Bear had set this up for 10 a.m. and then thankfully Bear called me. So, yeah, I'm slow getting going on like the third coffee here. But
Understood. Yeah, man,
yeah.
understood.
But we're here to talk about your fight. You're back in action. Quick turnaround, like you said last time. You had something in the works, and yeah, one fight night 42. You're back against Jabir Jabrailov, and the co-main event in Lumpini Stadium. Big fight for you. Are you? Yeah, how you feeling going into this one?
Man, as ready as ever. Like I said, we got the news within 10 minutes after the last fight. So right after that fight was over, we've spent every second preparing for this. So ready to shine, brother.
He's a scary dude, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I've seen him a few times, and he seems to finish every fight within a couple of minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me look. He's got 3 wins. Yeah, all in the first round, all by finish. Are you worried at all? Are you confident you've got what it takes to stop him?
Yeah. I mean, everybody's dangerous. I think this guy is definitely one of the more aggressive strikers I've seen. He comes forward and throws the kitchen sink without hesitation. I just think I just gotta be smart and make the right decision. But yeah, there's a reason he's knocking everybody out. He's good at what he does and very confident coming forward swinging. So I just gotta make sure I do. Like I said, I've watched all his fights. I'm ready for this.
Yeah, what do you feel the level of his opposition? You think you're a step above what he's faced already?
I think in certain areas, yeah, I think so. I think I can. Yes, definitely. When it comes to, I like when people come to me. I like when they when I have to chase them down. It's almost a little bit harder. So I know he's going to come to me. He's going to come forward with punches and knees and kicks and everything else. But yeah. I mean, I don't mind. I want people to come to me rather than having to chase them down, tall, long guys, and that's what he likes to do is come forward. So.
Just throw it to the chat quickly. Story of the fight says, "Let's go." More Chase Mann is always good. Yeah, I agree. NG's here too. What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, Jabir, I think what you showed last time is you're not afraid wherever it goes. You're confident in every area, right? I think I thought, if EC gets you down to the ground, you're going to be in trouble. But you seem confident with him there too, even though obviously he had the injury. But you seem to be well-rounded. I'm trying to say, is that what you agree with?
Yeah, that's what I mean. In the beginning, my grappling was way ahead. I've always just been a little more comfortable there. So I spent years catching everything up, and that's what I want to be. I want to be good at everything. I always try to stay a step ahead, and like I always say, whatever the path of least resistance is to get the job done, that's what we want to do. So,
can you see a finish for you here, or are you expecting to have to grind something out?
I'm always looking for a finish. I'm not going to sit here and say it's going to be a first round knockout if there's an opportunity to finish the fight, I promise I'm going to go for it. So it could be an early finish, but this guy's tough, man. This guy's gritty, tough. And somebody's going to get finished. I feel like the odds of that are pretty high. It's one of us. There's going to be a finish this fight, for sure. I don't know. I've only seen him go past the first round. I think maybe he went twice, but I feel like he went to the third round. It was like his first fight, but every fight since then, it's been so fast. We haven't even got to see how he does in a second or third round. So yeah, man, I'm just going to see how it goes. I'm looking for a finish. I don't get paid by the minute. I only get paid, so.
I guess part of you was frustrated you didn't get to show off what you can do fully. Are you excited to have such a quick chance again to show off your skills?
Definitely. I want to. I won the fight, but like I said, it wasn't the way I wanted to win. I wanted to, I don't know, just wasn't what I envisioned, of course. And yeah, that's what I want to show. I want to show that, I don't know, show them how Arkansas gets down.
How was Arkansas? Has it been since you got back? Have people been recognizing you or congratulating you, things like that?
Definitely.
Same old.
Yeah, no, it's been my wife or my daughter asked me the other day how famous I was. She was like, "Dad, how famous are you?" And I was like, just we're getting there, sis. We're working on it. But yeah, it's been real cool. Everybody's been real supportive, and it's honestly brought out. I mean, I feel like it's kind of bringing our little community together. It's really been neat.
Yeah, and you're also straight back to dad life as well, though. That must keep you grounded.
Definitely.
Yeah. How was the little kid? I think last time what you said. How many months old now?
I think he was born mine was on the 24th September.
Oh yeah, we're right around the same time. So
yeah,
mine's just turned 6 months. So I guess the same.
Yeah,
thing.
congrats.
Yeah.
As you're starting to talk and everything, making the little noises.
Making noises. Just before this, right when Bear called me, being like, "Where are you?" I was playing with her and she was rolling around, and then I picked up my phone and then she almost rolled off the bed, and I got chastised for that. So yeah, she's at that stage now where you got to keep your eyes on her.
Yeah,
24/7 apparently. So that's going to be fun, I think. Yeah, I'm sure you've experienced that already because you already have one child, right?
Yeah. I've already been asking my wife. I'm like, which my wife works in the medical field. She's a nurse practitioner, and so she knows all the medical stuff. But I'm like, when can I start tossing him up in the air and catching him? And like, when can I start wrestling with him? She's like, not yet.
Yeah, I do that. Hold on.
Yeah.
But my back's feeling it. Yeah.
It is a little workout.
Yeah, I think being an MMA fighter is good preparation for being a dad, probably, because the body's. Yeah. All right. Yes. Here's one. What's the most underrated, overlooked part of Arkansas?
Underrated, overlooked. I don't know, man. I just think. Well, okay. So I will say. Well, this is just the first thing that popped in my head. People aren't as dumb as you guys think. Like, people, I'm serious. Like we sound, we might talk a certain way and not pronounce words right and stuff, but there's some intelligent people here. So that's what I'd say.
Oh, well, I've never been, but I didn't think you guys were dumb or anything.
Thank you. I think it's just like a southern thing. You hear the people talk that are southern and just think they're silly.
Oh, well, I've been to Nashville. Everyone's very nice there.
Yeah, right. Nashville's awesome, dude. I've been there once.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'd have to come to Arkansas. Who knows?
Oh, brother, we'll go mudding.
Yeah. Well, I was speaking to another guy, another American fighter, Gilbert Nakatani. Yesterday, he's fighting on the same card as you, and obviously there's a incentive to do well because there's this Denver show coming up, it looks like in June, right? And I'm sure you want to get on that too with a good performance, be a bit closer to home.
Yeah, absolutely. Was that like June 28th or something like that?
Yeah, 26th, I think. Yeah,
absolutely. Heck yes. Yeah.
I mean, it'd be a bit of a tight turnaround, wouldn't it? But
yeah, and that's what I don't know. This back-to-back camps. The last camp was the hardest I'd ever trained in my life. This camp's the hardest I've ever trained in my life. And I would imagine this fight's going to be the hardest fight I've ever had. So I'm just going to take it a day at a time and see how it goes.
Was it difficult? Yeah, just to jump straight back into the camp, or
I don't know.
This is what you've been working towards, I guess, for years.
Right, exactly. That's kind of more what I feel like. It's like this is your moment. This is everything you've wanted. I just got home and got right back to work. I didn't miss a day. I had to sleep. I had to catch up on sleep a little bit, but yeah, I was right back at it. And no injuries or anything. So that was a blessing for sure.
Yeah, well, I'm excited to see this fight. It's a cool card. I mentioned Gilbert's on it. Have you had a look at anything else on there? Are you excited to see Reggie and Ursel, of course, is always fun.
Oh yeah, and Dante's grappling.
Yeah. Joshua Pereira and Gilbert, yeah. Diego's on there. Yeah, they rebooked this one.
Oh yeah, he's got canceled in when he was over there, right?
Yeah, Black Panther was sick on the morning of the fight. It's pretty horrible for Diego having to go all the way there.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I like watching that guy and his kids' videos. Those are so awesome. Dude.
Yeah, yeah,
Have you seen them?
yeah. His son, yeah, I forgot his name, but he's doing some cool stuff. Yeah, I like Diego. Yeah, this is a good card. I'm excited to see it. But are you? Yeah, it's Chase Mann in the co-main event. Are you excited by that?
Yeah, somebody told me that the other day. I haven't. So I think I've told you before. Like I don't really get on socials, and I'm just not.
Yeah,
I'm not big on it. So this is the first time I'm seeing the full card. But yeah, that's awesome, dude. Somebody told me that just a couple days ago. Like a week ago, and he just sent me a text and said co-main, and I said who? I was like, who are you? Who is me? And he said, yeah. All right, brother, we'll take it. Let's do it, brother. Let's go.
Yeah, how are the socials going? I'm trying to look it up now on my Instagram,
a little bit better. I still haven't been good at posting more. I've got some videos, some content coming out. I started working with a local videographer, so I've got some stuff coming out. But it is getting bigger. It is growing.
There it is. 5,000. Yeah, I think before your fight you were like 1,000 or 2,000, right? So
it was a lot less, yeah. I should
Oh, yeah, it's going well. There you go. Getting the content going. Muscle and Fitness exclusive. That's cool, isn't it?
I thought that's pretty cool too. I like them a lot.
Yeah. Oh, you must be enjoying this, right? It's a blessing. But like we say, you've been working so hard for this. Now, is it important for you to? I know you must be focused, but just like stop and appreciate all of this, right?
Yeah, and that's something that I have started trying to work on since my last fight. Is like in the moment, living in the moment, being present, and just taking it all in. And yeah, I feel like I'm doing a good job at it. You know, this is all I've dreamed of for so long, and yeah, I'm not letting it pass me by, man. I'm taking every moment in, and I'm such a fan. I'm such a fan of this sport too. Like, and I don't know, man. It's a dream come true.
The co-man event as well. You could call it. Yeah.
All right. Yes.
Well, I'm looking forward to this one. But you know, if everything goes well and you get another victory, what are you thinking of next? I know you're not want to think too far ahead, but maybe that rematch when EC's healthy. I don't know how long he'd be out, but do you see that coming, win or lose? Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he wants a rematch, and I hope that the injury wasn't as bad as from what I understood that could be a career-ending injury. So I don't know. I haven't looked at his account and stuff. I hope it's not that bad, and absolutely, he deserves a rematch. Everything he's done for the sport. I mean, like, yeah, he wants a rematch. That'll be next. Whatever, but they did mention something about a title fight, and you know, I didn't say this. It was in that post I was even tagged in. They said something about it, so I'm not gonna say much. You know, whatever. Y'all tell me who do you want me to fight, and I'll do it, man. I'm here.
Well, yeah, I know they've just released Sebastian Kadestam, who the former champion in division, and I thought he was probably close to a title shot. So now it's like with EC out injured, there's only Roberto Soldic, I guess. Maybe if you get another win here, you could be very close to it. You know what I mean?
No rush.
Is it hard to like keep yourself from thinking about that?
It is, yeah. It's a trip, really. You know, like it's just it could happen so fast, but you know, I'm not afraid to admit I don't have everything figured out. Like I told you, I'm just a dude with emotions and feelings. So like that's something I think fans are going to get to see. Like I'm figuring this out as I go, man. I'm not going to put on some front and act like I know everything or like. So yeah, I'm just taking it a day at a time. It is a trip to me that it's being in the talks already, but I want that belt, man. I want it more than anything. So bad.
Well, the champion Christian Lee, yeah, he says there's no viable contenders right now, and he's just about to have his fourth kid, I think. So he's taking a bit of time off. And I asked him, yeah, what about an interim belt? He said, who deserves to fight for it? Yeah. But I reckon maybe if you get a win here, yeah, maybe you and Soldic can throw down. Roberto Soldic, how much? That would be a trip, wouldn't it? Like
it would, dude. I'm a fan of the guy. Yes, that would be a trip.
Yeah.
But I've had that happen in the past. my coaches even told me before. I'm like, man, coach, I'm like a fan of some of these guys I'm fighting. You know, like that's all right. You're just don't be a fan while you fight them. You know, before and after. And I've never had a problem turning it off. I've fought guys that I like, that I look up to. Even local guys on the region scene, guys that I was looking up to, asking questions, you know, and then a month or two later, I'm in the cage fighting them. So, yeah, man, I'm down for it.
Yeah, it's Christian Lee, someone you've looked up to. I know he's like might be younger than you, which is yeah, he's still so young. He's been around forever, but
Yeah.
is he someone you've kind of looked at? He's done obviously so much already in one championship.
Yes, absolutely. And I love his style. I like his attitude. Yeah, I really like the way he fights. I mean, he just gets it done. And I like how he's double chin. Like he's done it. He's done some great things. Absolutely. So yeah, I do look up to the guy, to the kid, you know, I do look up to him.
Yeah. Yeah, I think how old is he? Like 27 or
27,
26?
I feel like.
Yeah, madness. I've been watching him since he was about 18. I just feel so old. Oh, yeah, bro, no joke. Chase is might be the most relatable guy in MMA today. Yeah, I agree.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's funny. All right, well, yeah, thanks, man, for joining us. I was a bit late, so I won't keep you much longer. I know it's getting late over there.
Yeah.
What time is it? Sorry.
9:28 p.m.
Yeah, well, you get to the family. I know you got a couple kids, so thanks, man, for joining me again. And yeah, maybe see you out there in Bangkok in a couple of weeks. When are you heading out?
On April 5th. Are you going to be there this time? You'll be down there?
I will try. I'm not sure yet because yeah, I've got the baby, and there's a big Japan show as well, so I might have to pick one of the two. Might not be allowed to go to both by the family here, but we'll see. We'll see. I will like to be there because I got to see Chase Mann in action.
Thanks.
But yeah, yeah, man. Any final words from you?
I appreciate the opportunity. It's always good to see you, and to everybody watching, man, it's gonna be a banger. I promise you. Like I said, somebody's getting finished, so love you guys. That's all.
I think so. All right, yeah. Well, that's Chase Mann. He's up against Jabir Jabrailov, and shout out to the man. You got a lot of guys in your corner. The Americans are loving you. All right, yeah. Thanks, Chase. We'll see you soon, man. Thank you.
All right, take care, Nick.
Cool. All right, yeah. That's the Manimal. Sorry, Chase Mann. 3 times now we've had him on the show. I love that. He's pushing for the record, I think. 3 times in 2026, I think. So yeah, I'm happy to see him back in action already. He obviously his fight against Issy was ended early, but I like what I saw from him there, and I'm excited to see what he does against Jabir. Jabir has steamrolled everyone so far, which yeah often means one thing. You got the immovable object, the unstoppable force type fight. I think these guys are gonna clash pretty fiercely in the cage. Not in the cage, in the ring. It is a ring. I miss the cage, the circle. We're talking of the circle, yeah. One of the pioneers, shall we say, of one championship, MMA especially, but one of the founding names, and you're going back a long time, is gone. Xiong Jingnan, big news breaking last night from yours truly on the Bangkok Post that she has been released. And not just that, but they have shut down that whole division, strawweight MMA. Yeah, I'm sure it's not come as a surprise, but this division's been stalling for a while. I can't remember the last time they actually did a strawweight MMA fight, to be honest. But I still held out hope that we're gonna get Xiong Jingnan back, because I love watching her. She's been there since the beginning. For me, I my first card was Tokyo, a new era, one's first Japan show, April or March 2019. And, like I always say, DJ and Eddie were there, but the main event was Angela Lee versus Xiong Jingnan. And, as an outsider who had loosely followed one, but just because we had this freelancer, and I was still working at SMP, and I would edit his copy and upload those stories about One Championship, and my interest was piqued by Angela Lee, of course, because she seemed like this big superstar, and we had a lot of traffic on those stories, always anything about her. So I was like, oh, I got to see what she's all about. And she had this superstar aura, obviously, in Japan. And then everyone thought she's just gonna go and take that second belt, be the champ. And to be honest, in the fight, it was looking close to that. Like, I don't know how Xiong survived that armbar. I think it was in the fourth round. Like, yeah, unreal willpower from her to just survive that. And then Angela kind of emptied the tank on that. And then the fifth round, she was done. She was cooked. And Xiong just those kicks to the body got that TKO. It was a monumental upset, I think. And maybe it shouldn't have been because Xiong had been like killing everyone, but I think it really just showed what she's all about. And then they did the rematch in Tokyo later that year down at atomweight, but I think Xiong was a little bit compromised down there. Angela's shots were doing a bit more damage than they did at, in the two strawweight fights that did. Angela, I don't think was kind of able to hurt her too much, but at strawweight she could. Sorry, atomweight she could. But yeah, that was her only loss in One Championship, 11-1, and then she avenged it in the rematch again in the trilogy. Everyone thought that Angela Lee was gonna beat her, and she could have finished Angela in the first round. I remember she knocked her down, and then she was hammering away at her. And that was Herb Dean's first event, I think, in One Championship. And I spoke to him afterwards. There was an after party, I remember, somewhere like the Holiday Inn or something, and it was like a staff party. And you know me, I always good journalists get into bad places, I say. And yeah, I snuck in, and I was talking to Herb, and I said like, how close were you to stopping that fight? And he said, very close. It was within that window where I could have stopped it. I would have been well within my rights to. And yeah, whoever finished Angela Lee, I mean, Mo Xiong did, yeah, but that was with body kicks. Who's ever knocked her out like that with punches? I don't think anyone ever did. She did lose once to Nicolini, yeah, on a decision, but yeah, as she's called, unstoppable for a reason. So Xiong stopped her and nearly did it twice. Xiong was the real deal. Legendary fights from her, true one icon. Yeah, as story of the fight says, Vegan Crane I know has been angling to see Xiong back for so long, and it is a shame. Yeah, she'd been gone for a while. Like she had two fights after that Angela trilogy, which just seems like crazy because that was 3 years ago, three and a half years ago, something like that. And then she did a mixed rules fight a year later, also in Singapore, on the same card. I think that Angela retired and vacated her belt. So we never got to see that fourth chapter. I was hoping to see the fourth and the fifth chapter. I'm not gonna lie. I thought they had the rivalry for the ages was right there. Yeah, it didn't happen, obviously, with Victoria Lee tragically dying and Angela retiring. But yeah, in a way, yeah, Xiong lost her greatest rival there, and maybe that stole her momentum a bit in one. They did have a match book with Stamp for the strawweight belt in Denver, but Stamp had the knee surgery, so that never happened. And then yeah, they just never found there was never another strawweight challenger. It looked like everyone else moved down. Ayak Miro went down to atomweight and started beating everyone. And Tiffany Teo went down to atomweight, I remember. Meng Bo went down. All these girls that Xiong beat already, all went down. She just had no challenges, and one never really brought in any other strawweights. So it was tough for Xiong to get fights. So she tried to go to atomweight as well. She had a fight with Mingbo, but she missed weight for that. Beat her, but that was about a year ago. They had the mixed rules thing with Nat Wonder Girl, which yeah wasn't the best fight. A lot of back of the head shots. I wish she had been given more new opponents. You know, at strawweight. I think, but there it is. That was the rivalry that defined her time in one championship. Xiong and Angela Lee, and all three of those fights were just epic. And you know, there was talk this or last week or this week, that I think her manager or someone posted on socials that she wanted to go to the UFC or something. So I don't know if the UFC would take her. She is 38, but she's very good, and I would love to see her go there. You know, I think they have a couple of cards coming up in China this year. Or there's one, isn't there, in Macau in May. Maybe she can get on that. That would be awesome for her. And you know, who knows? She's very good. She could definitely upset the order there. I don't know if it's too late for her, but she keeps herself in good shape, and I'm sure she would back herself. Otherwise, I'm not sure where she would go, but I mean, I'm sad. I liked her as well. We had some fun and interviews and things. I remember, one interview where after that third Angela fight, because I'd just spoken to Chatri before her in an interview, and I had said, Chatri, do you agree with the decision? Something like that. And he said, I thought Angela won. You know, I thought she kind of pushed the pace after the knockdown. She sort of pushed the whole fight, the rest of the 5 rounds. What did you think? And I said, oh, well, I don't know. I can't remember what I said. But then I said to Xiong, when I interviewed her, Katri said he felt Angela won, and Xiong was very upset, and she got very angry. He had like an outburst saying how I'm paraphrasing, but it was along the lines of like, oh, you know, she didn't feel very respected or whatever, and they always want Angela to beat her, but she beat Angela twice now. It was good drama. Yeah, it was very dramatic stuff at the time. But maybe there was some truth in her words. Maybe one wanted, and I don't know. Yeah, I mean, Angela was obviously the golden girl, very marketable for them, like the poster girl of the company. Xiong was never like that. She was just that champ. You know, that she was that stubborn. I don't want to say bad guy, but like the rival in the way of getting, you know, messing up the plans. You know, she refused to roll over, and she was just better than all the girls one had. She beat all of them. Nobody could live with her in strawweight. I think Angela gave her the toughest test twice, but she was embarrassing a lot of girls. I think I'm gonna try to find her roster page here, but it was so one-sided. A lot of these fights. Xiong Jingnan, here we go. Yeah, I've spelled it wrong, have I? Oh, I can't find her page on the roster. Maybe it's gone because of her being released. I don't know. But yeah, her record was pretty good. Like I said, 11-1. Maybe I can get her on Tapology. Oh no, it's still there. Maybe I spelled it wrong. It's because Jingnan is separated into 2 words. Because I live in Hong Kong, I always join up the 2 first names for Chinese names. Yeah, but here it's separated, as you can see. There you go. Yeah, so as you can see, released former strawweight world champ. Yeah, but look at this record. It's just a who's who. She beat them all of one's women's roster, you know. So beat Tiffany Teo to win the belt, become inaugural champion in 2018. Kings of Courage. And then at Pinnacle of Power, she beat Laura Balin, unanimous decision. TKO'd Samara Santos, 2018, September. That's 3 title fights in 1 year, you know. Boom, boom, boom. Then Angela Lee, that was the big one that really put her on the map, I think. Before that, yeah, maybe Xiong wasn't as heralded, but after she beat Angela, it was, okay, she has arrived. Lost to Angela in a rematch when she went for the atomweight belt, but still had her story belt. And then she just kept, this was the era, yeah, where she just stacked up these wins, and she didn't get any finishes, but she dominated these girls like Tiffany again, Nicolini, Ayaka, and then Angela. That she didn't dominate Angela in the trilogy. That one was very even, I think, but the knockdown sealed it really. And then yeah, she did get another finish against Nat in the special rules fight. Maybe the lack of finishes cost her a bit. I remember Chatri sort of saying that after, I think it was the January 2022 fight. Yeah, so that would have been the Ayaka Miura heavy hitters. I was in London, I remember the time, but they used to do these virtual Zoom call conferences or whatever after the fight. And yeah, I asked Chatri about it, and he said Zhang needs more finishes. You know, she's lacking that killer instinct that she used to have. Maybe that played into all this. Like, one doesn't really like decisions. They pride themselves on finish rate. But you know, I feel like Zhang could have got back to knocking girls out. It's difficult, yeah, when you know she had that inactivity, right? And then Mengbo's tough as well. It's hard to finish Mengbo. But yeah, so sad to see her. Oh, Martin Nguyen is here. Hello, sir. My guy. The situation in the house. So sad to see her go, bro. Yeah, me too. I'm sure Martin and Zhang shared many cards together. You know, they're both OGs from the day in one championship. I'm sure Martin's got a lot of stories about Xiong Jingnan. Yeah, I know. And Martin was at that Tokyo card, I think. I'm not sure he was on the card. He fought the month after. That was the flying knee against Jadamba, I think, April. But he was with Ongla, I think, because Ongla fought on that card. I'm not sure about that. You can tell me, Martin. But yeah, it was yeah, just a great time in one championship. You know, it's a different era now. To be honest, yeah, things are a lot different. But I do miss that heyday of, you know, when the MMA was just felt really special and cool. You know, I think it's going to get there again. They've had to reset things on the MMA side, but yeah, you just can't. It was just magical, yeah. When for me, as coming in as new as I was to it all. But yeah, Aiden has a good question here. I don't know if Martin's still watching or listening. When will Martin be back in the circle? Because you know, Martin retired about a year ago in Qatar after the decision loss to Shamil Gassanov, who's now fighting for the belt in May. But then Martin seemed to post something on his socials alluding to him coming back this year. But I haven't heard anything else from him or from One Championship about that. But I fingers crossed. I really want to see Martin back. He's obviously one of my guys, and you know, I love the old guard, and I think Martin proved he's still got it. You know, Shamil, like we say, is fighting for the title, and Martin made that fight close. And he gave a very good account of himself. I told Martin backstage when we interviewed him, I don't think he should retire, but he said it's time to give back to his family. I know he's had many fight camps away from them in Florida, things like that. But I still think Martin can hang with them. So we'll see, man. I'd love to see the situation back. And yeah, the OGs, right? All the OGs are leaving, says CS Today News. Combat Sports Today, shout out one of my members. And yeah, Combat Sports Today has got it right there. All the OGs leaving. It's sad. It's the end of an era, you know. We had Adriano Moraes released and Kadistan, both former champions. Again, they both had the belt when I started covering one. The welterweight champ was Kadistan. Moraes was flyweight champ. Xiong was strawweight champ. You know, Martin had the featherweight belt. Ongla had middleweight, and then he beat Brandon to get light heavyweight. Ongla's gone as well now. I think the only one who's still knocking around is Joshua Pacio. You know, he had the strawweight belt then. He lost it, of course, to Jared, but regained it. And he's getting better and better. But he was young. When I came in, Joshua was like the golden boy, you know. He's still very young. But I'm trying to think, yeah, who else was champs? Brandon Vera's gone as well. He was heavyweight champ. Bibiano Fernandez was bantamweight champ. He's gone. Kevin Bellingham as well gone. He was a former bantamweight champ. Edward Flying. I think Edward's technically still around, but he's definitely winding down. But he was lightweight champ. Then Shinya beat him that night. Shinya's still around, but not in the title conversation. And yeah, it's sad. It's just like all my. Oh, here's Martin. Yeah, my contract's expired from what I understand, bro. On to the next, I guess. This is my last year of fighting, and I'm going out with a blast. Hopefully, fight news soon. Sorry, not hopefully. Fight news coming soon. Oh, so there is fight news coming soon. Well, I hope it's in one championship, man. But Martin says his contract's expired from what he understands. On to the next. So maybe Martin's going to fight outside one. I don't know. I would love to see Martin do one more in one championship. But if he wants to do one more outside as well, then I'll be watching wherever that is, and I'll be cheering him on because that's my guy. But yeah, hopefully, Martin, hopefully one championship bring you back for another one in one. I'd love to see. I don't know if Martin can get there, but maybe that bantamweight fight, you know, with because that was the one thing that eluded Martin. Yeah, he won featherweight, he won lightweight, and then he tried to win bantamweight belt, but had that split decision loss to Viviano, I think it was. Yeah, and he felt he won that fight, so maybe unfinished business. Would have loved, and they need challenges in bantamweight, right? For Enk Orgel now, but you know Fabricio's there, but that division's thinned out a little bit. So yeah, guards changing in combat sports is always so melancholy. Story of the fight. I agree. Uzkion once says, I saw that tweet went pretty viral. Kind of weird since he's been sitting on ice for a while. Wonder why so many people are surprised. I think that's about Xiong. Yeah. Like I said at the start of the show, I was actually out. My friend's getting married on Saturday, tomorrow. So he had a little kind of bachelor party type thing. So I was a little bit busy, but sorry, I just got a notification. And then I posted my news, and then I sort of put the phone away, went back to socializing, and then was heading home at the end of the night, checked my phone again. It's like, oh, like 100 retweets or something. I think it's big news because you know everyone's saying, oh, MMA is dead in one championship, this and that, but like I said yesterday, I don't think it means MMA is dead. I just think it's the changing of the guard. It's like a new era of MMA fighters coming in, and the old era is on its way out. Yeah. But it's sad nonetheless. Kairat left as well. So yesterday news says Martin needs to do a one-off like Rodtang. Well, yeah, well, we talked a little bit about Rodtang yesterday with that bombshell post he did saying he's out of contract or his contract's expired and he's doing a one-off with Takeru, but he's open to offers from promotions and things. They're crazy. And he's got to go to Japan for a press conference, I think, next week. So talk about an incendiary social post. Lex GS says, "Hello, Nick. Why are they releasing the OGs of MMA?" Yeah, I think a few reasons. Like I said, changing of the guard. I think a lot of the OGs are on very, very expensive contracts, which one now is not paying out to MMA fighters. And I think you can criticize one, but you got to look at every organization as well as doing the same thing. The UFC has done it, even though they are filthy rich. They brought in a new pay model. I think they started this whole thing they just realized, oh, we can just bring people on Dana White's Contender Series, pay them 12 and 12 instead of bringing people in on 24, whatever, 25, 25. So we save money that way, and it's kind of had a knock-on effect on the whole industry, I think. And you've seen PFL struggle. They brought all these Bellator contracts, right? They took over Bellator, and then they struggle to pay the Bellator fees, so they've just released all the Bellator people pretty much. It's kind of like why you want to pay 100K, 200K more for someone when you could pay someone 12K. It's just this new era of MMA, which is kind of sad for the fighters and the fans because we all grew up watching these, and I want the fighters to get paid that much money. I want them to be paid even more than that. But yeah, one is living in a new financial era, like I say, with shifting away from raising venture capitalist money, rounds every couple of years of 150 mil, which they did successfully for a decade at least, and then now it's more about generating their own revenue, living off that, having a sustainable ecosystem. And I think long term that's a better plan. Hoping they can grow it to the point where they have those kind of profits, which means they have that level of money they had before, right? And they can pay these MMA fighters crazy money and pay the Muay Thai fighters crazy money and the kickboxers. But yeah, the reality is it's like there's been a bit of a reset, and they're creating their own ecosystem of fighters coming through Friday fights, and everyone is kind of on the similar money, I think, unless you're a super duper star who moves the needle, like a Rodtang, a Stamp, what have you, a Superbon, a Tawan Chai. If you can generate social media hype and bring in the views, I think one is happy to pay top dollar, but if you don't move the needle, they're gonna question, or why are we gonna pay this bigger purse for this fighter when so and so is on less, but actually brings in X amount of views and engagement on posts, things like that. I think that's how they think. That's just my observation. So yeah, my advice to fighters in one is always build up your socials and become must see, and then you're going to get more money. That's the world we live in now. It's not just one championship. It's not just MMA. It's not just combat sports. It's the world we live in is driven by these things, There's Baby J, by the way. Yeah. And everyone's always on this, looking at their Instagram and things, and that's how you make yourself, your worth all comes through that, sadly, in a lot of areas in life. Do I think it should be like that? No. Even I feel it, man. I wish I was solely judged by my awesome articles and my scoops and things like that, like journalists used to be. But now even I'm like, oh, how many followers has he got on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook? I have to build that stuff up just to kind of still do the thing I love, which is my writing and my interviews and breaking news. Like last night, it's a trip, but that's the world we live in. All right. Sorry, I went on a bit of a tangent there. Finally, a presser announced for the Japan card. Hope they announce May's One Samurai card also. Yeah, I think I tweeted about this. So I'll show you guys. Yeah, One Championship will hold a kickoff press conference. Sorry, I should put it on the screen. One Championship will hold a kickoff press conference for One Samurai One on Monday in Tokyo. Additional fights to be announced for the April 29 card. Excuse me, yeah, so I don't know what additional fights are going to be announced. I saw Masaki Noiri was posting yesterday. Maybe he's going to have a fight. I wouldn't be surprised. Let's see what they've already announced, but it's a pretty good card. I don't think it needs much more, but I'm happy to get more. You know what I would really love on this card? I would love me some Jonathan DiBella, a JDB title fight, strawweight kickboxing belt. Either find him a high-level Japanese fighter. It's a shame Takumi Terada went signed with Rise or whatever, but yeah, maybe they can do that fight down the road on another Samurai card. I don't know what Terada's contract's like with Rise, but if not, yeah, why not get John against Zhang Pei Mian? I thought that rematch is nicely set up. Or you can do it in Bangkok as well. I guess I just want to see a John DiBella fight. I'm a John DiBella fan. Yeah, but I'd love for him to get on this Samurai card if they can squeeze in another title fight. And if not, get him on the next one. I don't know when that is because I think there's a question here talking about the May card. Yeah, and I haven't seen anything about that or heard anything about it. So I have a feeling there isn't a May card. I think because this was meant to be 1175, right? And they just turned it into One Samurai One. I think to launch the brand and kind of kick it off with a bang, right? And I think the monthly cards are actually going to start June or July, something like that. Because if there was a May card, they'd already be advertising stuff now. You're 2 months out, so I think there might be. I'd like that to be, but I think what they're going to do, they have the big show here, then they're going to get all the ducks in a row to launch the actual monthly shows, which will be a slightly smaller scale. I think not all going to be at Ariake Arena, but yeah. So I think I'd love to see DiBella sneak onto this one if they announce it on Monday. There was a bit of chatter around John possibly having a fight, I think, but I'm not sure what happened there. JDB title fight and Rugwood versus Malakin on Samurai 2 would be solid. Yeah, that would be. If they're going to do that in June or July, whatever, or May, I'm down for that. Curly asking me, any fighters you're going to interview on stream? I just had the Manimal Chase Mann here earlier, Curly. We'll see who else we can get next week, perhaps. But I'm always down to do the interviews if we can align the times and things. See what the mighty Bear Fraser can hook me up with. Are the rankings coming back? CS Today News says, God, who knows, man? Let's have a quick detour here. Athlete rankings. Fight fans, get ready. One Championship will return in 2026 with 72 events and refreshed athlete rankings. Read more here. I think this message went up, at the end of December. and they said there'd be a new ranking system, but nothing has happened yet. I would love to. I enjoy. I'm part of the. I was part of the rankings panel. I don't know if I would be on whatever the new system is. So it's fun, you know. I like I say, it's sort of meaningless anyway. Because I think there are so many people on the panel, plus also one have an input. So uh, it's not like I can change the rankings single-handedly, but it's always enjoyable to do and to see how my rankings are line up with the rest of people's choices. Yeah, waiting for Valentina versus Jingnan at UFC China. Yeah, why not? I'd love to see that. And it's Macau, you know, it's not far from me. I could hop on a boat if Jingnan's on there. You know, I'll snap up a ticket and go watch it. Yeah, why not? Will they fold the women's MMA strawweight division? They have, just here for fun. This was part of my exclusiviste on Bangkok Post, which you can go read. Link is in my bio, bangkokpost.com. One championship shuts down the women's strawweight division and releases Xiong Jingnan. So, yeah, like we said earlier, I'm not surprised at this decision. I think they've not had much interest in doing strawweight for a while, and all the top names in strawweight have come down to atomweight. So, it is what it is. Yeah, I think one is going to focus on certain divisions in MMA. I think women, you're going to have to get into atomweight, and the men, it's going to be strawweight, flyweight, bantamweight, uh, featherweight, lightweight, and I think welterweight is just about still going. You know, we've just had Chase Mann, and I hope they can flesh that out. But I think middleweight is dead. Malakin still has the belt, but he hasn't defended it since winning it a couple years ago now. And light heavyweight is dead. Malakin has that belt, hasn't defended it since winning it 3 years ago, or whatever it was, more than that. And heavyweight's still going. So I think, yeah, who knows what happens there? But I think they're going to focus on certain weight classes, like they do in the other sports as well. You know, they don't have heavier Muay Thai. They have the heavyweight, but I think there's a reluctance to do like light heavyweight because, well, you may as well just do heavyweight, right? Combine them both, and then middleweight sort of sits in that area as well, where they can maybe push those middleweights down to welterweight. So it's a shame because I'm a fan of those divisions. You know, I actually love the most watching middleweight in the UFC, things like that, and light heavyweight, and yeah, those divisions in between, like lightweight and heavyweight, I think are some of the most exciting sometimes. So, but I understand because you know it's based in Asia, right? One championship, most of their shows are out there, if not, you know, pretty much all of them. So it's not a very common weight class to see out here. So understand. MVP should have got Martin on that Netflix card so he and Adriano could run up on two former UFC guys together. Why not? Excuse me. Need that cage for Rug fight though. Last one was a mess in the ring. I agree. I hope it is in a cage. So they're scrapping all the numbered cards and doing Samurai in Japan. Chris Kushman, MMA asks. I don't think so. I just think number cards are going to be a bit rarer. Well, they have been rare for the last year or two. I was pushing obviously for, I want to see 6 number cards a year. As it stands, yeah, I don't know when the next one's going to be. It would have been this one, Samurai. So we may end up only having like 1 or 2 numbered cards this year. Who knows? But I don't mind as long as they have events with big cards. I'm fine. It doesn't matter what it's called for me. If it's Samurai, Fight Night, Friday Fights, just put on big events with big names and big matchups. That's cool for me. I was going to look at the Samurai card, wasn't I? Yeah, there you go. There it is. So what have we got already? Rod Tang and Takeru. We knew that, obviously. Well, we know all these fights. Jonathan Haggerty, Yuki Yoza, Yuya Wakamatsu, Avazbek Komazayev, Marat versus Kaito, Ayaka versus Chihiro. No interim belt, sadly. Kaito Yamakita versus Ryohei Kurosawa. This one I was a little miffed by because I think Bokang Masunyani deserves that fight against Kaito. He's already beaten Kaito. He's beaten Ryohei Kurosawa. Why not do Bokang versus Kaito rematch? Because they fought in Japan once already. It's an easy storyline to do. Kato's won 3 fights since that loss, I think. So easy. But I guess they want to maximize like the amount of Japanese fighters on the card, and Japanese winners on the card. Itsuki versus Ritu, that one fell through in November, so yeah, makes sense to rebook that. Hugh versus Taki Naito, I like that fight. It's a great card already. But like I said, I'd love, sneak me another title fight on there, like a JDB title defense. Maybe give me 2 more, and then we're really cooking. Yeah, Rugurug and Malik and JDB versus Zhang Pei Mian or something, or find another challenger. I would love that. Is that Samurai card a pay-per-view? Don't know, actually. They haven't announced any of that stuff yet. We'll see how people can watch it outside of Japan. I know in Japan it'll be on Unext. Winter Warriors, yeah. Bring back the fun names. Yeah. I love those. If they're pushing for an event every month in Japan, I hope they do a big New Year's Eve event like Rise and Pride. Why not? Yeah, that's a nice tradition there, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to wrap things up soon. Just a quick look at Friday fights tonight. Kongchai versus Murdad, Kanzade main event. Deng Qiankrai versus Valerie Strangari. I still need to post a bunch of videos from yesterday's face-offs. Just things got hectic with that Zhong news. I had to prioritize that. But I have a bunch of other face-off vids I'll be putting out today if you like to watch those and get hyped for tonight's card. Nong Fasai versus Nicole from Hong Kong here. I like this fight. Ranma, I enjoy him as well against Vilihan Palit. Should be a good one. Sonrak's back against Dead Wang Lek. That'll be a good one. Lam Namilek as well. Continuing his kickboxing journey against Yuan Pengji. Anwar Cisneros, watch out for him. Yeah, it's not as big as last week's card as well, but of course. But it'll still be enjoyable. One will do good in Japan. They just need to bring in more names. Yeah, I think it's a process they're gonna have to build up over the next 2-3 years, slowly. The way, when I always say this, like when one did Impact Arena in January 2023, Superbond versus Marat, it was half empty, the arena. It was in the morning, but I think they just weren't where they maybe thought they were in Thailand as a market. Despite having all these big Thai names, you had like guys like Superbond on that card, Rod Tang, Stamp, Super Lek. They had everyone, but just didn't have that product. And then 1 week later, or whatever, they debuted Friday Fights first event, and you just think how far they've come in Thailand since that. They have built a huge product that is so popular. This is what they got to do in Japan now, and these monthly cards are going to help them like become a household name, I think, in Japan to the level, of like a Ryzen, a K1, a Rise, whatever. I think one's gonna be a big product there. Obviously, they do big shows there occasionally for the last few years and sell those out and have big events, but it's different to having a product, ingrained in the culture. I think that's what they got to do. So, and I think they'll do it. But yeah, anyway, guys, I hit the hour mark, so I'm gonna bounce. I don't think there's any other news to talk about. But if there is, I'll try to talk about it next time. But I need to get away because I've got a lot of work later tonight, so I need to take a little bit of a break, do some other stuff. But yeah, there'll be maybe a little recap show tomorrow or Friday fights if I'm feeling good. But otherwise, enjoyed the show, the Friday fights tonight, and this should be a fun event as always. Oh yeah, like I say, I'll try and jump on tomorrow. Shout out to the newlyweds. Yeah, I gotta go to a wedding tomorrow on a boat in Central Harborfront at 3:00. So if I do a show, it'll be around about this time. So I'll have to get ready after that. Hope I can fit into my suit. Haven't worn this suit for a while. I got this suit 2 years ago when I was a bit thinner, and I wore it in Japan for the Takeru Super event. Wonder if I got a picture of it. Yeah, I was a little bit thinner then. I'm just praying I can fit into it, man. Yeah, I can't find it. I'll try to dig it out and show you guys next time. But yeah, I was a little bit slimmer then. I have an interview with me and Superlek. God, where could I find it? It'll be on YouTube. Too much effort. Yeah, so let's see if I can squeeze into that tomorrow. Might have to leave a button or two undone. But yeah, have a good weekend, everyone. Just run from now until you have to get suited up. I can't run. I play football once a week, and that about does it for me. My legs are cooked for the rest of the week. That's why I'm trying to lose weight so I can do more running. But it's all connected together. That's the problem. Anyway, yeah, you guys have a good weekend. It is Friday here in Hong Kong, Friday morning. So maybe Thursday night in America. Yeah, just enjoy whatever you're up to and enjoy Friday fights. And I'll see you afterwards, perhaps. All right, I'm out.